Hello, all. Welcome to the castle. Today we're going to be discussing Moon Knight Episode 6. There will be some spoilers later on, but right now I'm just going to give you my impressions on this show. Now, let me start off by saying I am a huge history buff. I enjoy stuff like Greece, Rome, all Chinese. I like listening, finding out about history. Alexander the Great is one of my favorite historical figures. That being said, this show has a lot of Egyptian lore. Some of it they get right, some of it not so much. But that's neither here nor there. And that's really the part I enjoy about it. And it's not a bad show, but it's just so convoluted and it's going so many different ways. It don't really know what it wants to be, let alone commit to it. Now, that being said, it's just I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who directed it, but they should have had episode 1 from one point of view, episode 2 from another point of view, and then give a kind of a backstory on how they got to where they're going, and made it to where you can understand the stakes. And then, like the next episode, show the gods back in the day that, like, where they ruled and they were over the Egyptians, and why they banished, why they refused, or why they don't want to get into the meddling with mortals anymore. I mean, that would have been a far more interesting to me anyway than this show is, because there's no stakes. There's no okay. If you bring her back, Oddman, I think that's her name. If you bring her back, what's the why? What's going to happen? Is she going to destroy everything? Is she? There's nothing. You don't know what kind of danger she's going to be, and it's like I said, it's just the show is so confusing because even this episode, anyway, it's not. If I were to rate it, it'd be a 6 out of 10. I mean, the best part of the show is Herod, the bad guy. I enjoyed him every time he was on screen. He was the best part of the show. That's there again, my opinion. Now I'm going to get into some spoilers because there's a few things that I want to talk about, and I'm not waiting. Layla, the female. Spoilers. She gets all the heroic moments in this show in this episode. Not only does she save Moon Knight, what good is a superhero that cannot save himself? What's the point of having powers if you're whatever? Woman pie and a manzel in distress. Anyway. Then, not only that, she gets turned into a avatar herself. I can't remember the hippo's name. Don't care. And she's has wings. I guess they can both fly. It's oh god. Khonshu, I don't know. I don't know whether I could call him useless or whatever, because he basically just gets his butt handed to him the whole time he until they start casting some spell, because him and Ahmed fight, and it's this great big battle in the background. And I'm a sucker for kaiju fights, but some shots don't look bad, and other shots, you can tell they're on a screen. It's very, or at least I could. Some of it ain't very good at all. And then the second time you get a heroic moment in this show, Layla gets it again. She saves a bunch of people in a VW bus, something like that. And this little Egyptian girl, I don't know, she's about 16 ish, "Are you an Egyptian hero?" Of course, it's in Egyptian. It's just in word. And she was like, "Yes, I am." And I'm like, "You've been a hero for 10 minutes." I don't even know. And then at the end of the show, which this there again, I know I'm skipping, but there's not much else to talk about. They trap Ahmed into Herod through some ritual. How they knew it, I don't know. They just chanted words, and there's no explanation whatsoever on how they find out the spell, how they can pronounce it. Nothing. Zip. They just do it. and, and then extra scene after the or extra credit scene, this big old white limousine pulls up, and you can tell it's uh, Mark Spector or one of them, and he's getting Herod out of the psych ward that he's in, and Conchu's in the car with him, and they go through this kind of back and forth little banter, and he basically says, Mark, he was only using Layla to control him, Mark Spector. But why would I want her when I have the perfect one? And you drop it, and he speaks a French name, a French word or something, and shoots him. And I'm like, so there was a third. There was a third Psyche in there, and they decided to show it at the very last minute. If you watch this and you turned it off before that, you don't have a clue. He killed Herod, and I'm just, and that's basically the whole show. And it's so. I mean it's just confusing, and it's not really a good payoff to me. It ain't. And that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. I will see you guys next video.